Welcome to our free Figma AI course, where I will teach you the basics of Figma MCP and how you can use it to directly connect Figma to your code editor to go from design to code 10 times faster. Make sure you check out all the previous videos from this course. By the end of this tutorial, you will be able to generate high quality output using your own design context. This is your instructor Ansh Mehra and you are learning from the Cutting Edge School. So before we get into the setup, you need to understand what MCP is. Now think of the MCP, which is your Model Context Protocol, as a universal plug, like a USB-C cable, but for AI tools. Now before USB-C, every device had a different cable and it was a complete mess. USB-C unified everything. MCP does the same for AI models like Claude or ChatGPT. It provides a standard way for these models to plug in your data, whether that's Google Drive, Slack, or in our case, Figma. Without MCP, AI is technically locked in a box. It can't see your design files unless someone builds a custom door for every single app. MCP builds that universal door. It allows your AI agent to step inside your Figma file, read your layout, and understand your design tokens. And it turns a simple chat assistant into a powerful developer tool that can understand your design context. Now to set this up, you have two options depending on your own preference: remote or desktop. The remote server connects directly to Figma's hosted cloud, which is a great option if you prefer using Figma in your browser. The desktop server runs locally on your machine. This setup makes the process much easier as the AI can understand your intent just by selecting a component directly within the Figma app. To enable it, you need to open Figma, toggle to dev mode and click Enable Desktop MCP Server. Since every AI tool from Claude Code to Cursor and VS Code has a slightly different connection process, I've put a link to the detailed step-by-step setup guide for each one of these tools in the description. It will show you exactly how to point your specific editor to the server so you can get connected in seconds. Now, understanding the theory of it is one thing, but seeing it in action is where the real magic happens. And to show you how this actually looks in a real-world coding environment, I would like to now invite Rohak. He's been a software engineer who has 5 years of development experience. He's going to walk you through exactly how to trigger these tools, how to prompt the agent, and how to transform a Figma selection into a clean functional code in seconds. So Rohak, welcome to the stage.
Hello everyone. My name is Rohak and I am an instructor at the Cutting Edge School. Today I am going to show you how you can integrate Figma MCP into your coding environment for faster development. So let's get started. First, I'll show you what I have built in VS Code. So this is a sample project that I have created in my VS Code. You can see that there are pages, contact, home, pricing, and there are various styles. I'll also show you how this looks. So if I start my server by typing npm start, you can see that this is how it looks. You have a home page, you have a pricing page and a contact page. You can see that the pricing page is currently empty and we'll use Figma MCP to fill it. Now for this demo, we'll be using Claude Code and Figma MCP together. To integrate Claude Code into your coding environment or VS Code, simply download the Claude Code extension. If I go to extensions and search for Claude Code, you can see that I have a Claude Code extension for VS Code by Anthropic. I'll click on install. Now I have integrated Claude Code into my VS Code. You can see on the top right you have a Claude Code button. So now you can see that the Claude Code is in your VS Code. To get started with Claude Code, you'll have to integrate it using your authentication. Once done, simply type in Claude into your terminal. You can see that my Claude is now initialized. Now my next step is to integrate Figma MCP. To check how many MCP servers are there in Claude Code, I'll simply type in the command /MCP. It says no MCP servers for now. To integrate Figma MCP, we'll go to Figma's official documentation and find Claude Code integration. We have also attached the link to this documentation in the description. If I scroll down a little bit, you have VS Code integration, Cursor integration, as well as Claude Code. It says if you type in this command into your terminal using Claude Code, it will initialize the MCP server. Now, if I copy this command, go back to my VS Code and simply paste it. Now my Claude Code is trying to add that MCP server. You can see that it says the Figma MCP server has been added. You'll have to restart Claude to get started. So I'll simply exit and then again restart my Claude. Now if I type /MCP, I have my Figma MCP. You can see that it's currently disabled. To enable it, simply click on Figma MCP and say enable. And now your Figma will be connected. But if you are doing this the first time, you will also have to do a simple authentication using your Figma account. I'll also show you how you can do it. You'll choose Figma and say re-authenticate in my case. And it opens this authentication in your browser. You can see that Claude Code would like to access your account and be able to do the following things. I'll simply click on agree and allow access, and now it says that the authentication was successful, which means now my Claude Code can access my Figma MCP server. It says authentication was successful. Now the next part is to pick a component and perform development on it. So for that, I'll simply head over to my Figma account. So for this example, I have chosen this particular component, which is a pricing component. I found this component from the community and I found this very useful for this example. Now to get started with Figma MCP, you'll choose Dev Mode, which you can select from the bottom right. And on the left side, you can see there is a pricing component. We'll be integrating this pricing component only. On the right side, you can see that there is a command which says implement this design from Figma. And you have a URL. Now this URL is your components URL, which will help your AI editor or code editor to access this file. Now if you don't see this example the first time, you'll have to enable MCP by clicking on a button. Now I'll simply copy this example prompt and go back to my Claude Code. In my Claude Code, I'll simply paste this example and say implement this design from Figma in my pricing page and keep the size and the properties same. And I'll simply click on enter. Now you can see that it's now accessing my Figma file. Now if you watch closely, it's using a Figma get screenshot tool. Now Figma has created various tools for this operation, out of which the screenshot one is the main one. It goes to Figma, takes a screenshot so that your AI code editor can access it. Now we are getting all the editings done by the Claude Code. On the left side, we have our previous draft, and on the right side, we can see all the edits. Now it says, do you want me to make this edit on pricing.js? It knows what exact file is included in my pricing page. I'll click on yes, and now I have my file ready. And it says now it's adding CSS styles to match my design. You can see that the development is now completed. Let us verify this together. Now if I simply type in npm start, which starts my server, I now have my pricing cards on my website. If I go to home and go back to my pricing page, you can see that my cards are now activated. Now let's compare if these cards are similar or not. If I go back to my design, you can see that we have a similar font. Let me show you this again. We have all the same points, which are 5 social profiles, 5 scheduled posts, and much more. And then we also have same colors. Now there might be some imperfections in the final output, but you can either code it yourself or even ask Claude Code to do it for you. And along with this, you can also define all the rules that you want your coding agent to follow in a particular file. And then while developing it, you can ask Claude Code to access that file to follow all your naming conventions, coding styles, etc. You can also ask Claude Code to initialize an empty file while it's developing it. So if I say /init, you can see that it says initialize a new Claude MD file with code-based documentation. This will help you document all your coding which is being done by Claude Code. So this is how you integrate Figma MCP into your coding environment. Now over to Vansh.
Thank you so much, Rohak. Now to get those high quality results every single time, you need to remember this specific formula. Garbage in, garbage out. To make the AI work for you, your Figma file needs to be very clean, which means that you need to start using auto layout because this is technically the language of code. It tells the AI exactly how your design will respond to different screen sizes. 2 is semantic naming. Stop using the frame 502 or a random generic name. Call it nav_link or hero_button. Clear names help AI understand the function of the code that it's writing. Use variables. Link your colors and spacing to your Figma variables because this ensures that AI uses your design tokens instead of just randomly guessing hex codes. If you are working on a large screen, don't try to convert everything at once. Break it down and ask AI to build the header first, then a specific card, then the body section, and then the footer. So this keeps the context small and the accuracy very high. If you ever find that the AI is not responding, don't panic, because most issues are solved by simply restarting the Figma desktop app or your code editor. Also, make sure you have an active AI subscription like GitHub Copilot or Claude Code, as these are required to run all of these MCP tools. Figma MCP is bridge building at its finest. It removes the friction between what you design and what you ship. It's important to remember that this MCP integration is just one example of the many tools Figma supports for developers. From Code Connect, which maps your actual production components into dev mode, to Figma Make for AI-powered prototyping, there is a much larger ecosystem available beyond what we are covering today. But if you finish all my previous videos, you'll know them all. And mastering MCP is the perfect first step to becoming a design to code pro. So folks, this was how you can connect Figma to your code editor using Figma MCP and build products faster. Let me know in the comment section if you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to click on like and the subscribe button. You'll find the Figma MCP link in description. I hope that you're taking care of your mind and body. This is your instructor Ansh Mehra and you are learning from the Cutting Edge School.